Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's the 27th of February now. We're getting down there, just a couple more days, not even a couple days now, and we will be done with February. Crazy to think that that is upon us. But here we are. And it still amazes me every time I say that we get to the end of a month, how fast the month goes. So I'm excited to go over some of the things of past class availability with you. I ran out of time yesterday. We had a day full of lives yesterday like you would never imagine. I think it's the single most, I was just thinking I probably need to go through and clear out the videos so that we don't have a lag or a stall because of that. We did a lot of airtime yesterday. So I think I need to make myself a note, you guys. If you don't write things down, they don't necessarily happen. So we need to clear out old videos from the tablet, because you guys may have experienced that with me where the tablet gets filled up and then all of a sudden it blocks your video and it like stops it because there's no more space. And so we don't want that happening anytime soon. And I usually do that once a month, and it's getting to be about that time of the month. So we're going to do that after we're done being live here. So yay. Okay. Yesterday I did a showcasing what is available coming up for March. And I thought I'd bring them back down. I did take them upstairs to start cutting and prepping, but I brought them back down just to quickly show through them in case you don't get to that video and you're watching this video. I want to just recap the whole process, not like in depth, but just reminding you guys that there is a March class registration form. What happens is I create a folder, or I did create a folder a few months ago, and in that folder always has the current month's registration form. I take last month's out. I have them all pending through, I made them, you guys, all the way through the end of the year. So in the current month, that folder will always have the current month. So if you go back to past classes and try to access an old form like a January or a December or I think we did this back September, October. If you try to get to an old form, it's not going to let you. It should hose you up and say you need to request access, and I will not request access because we're into the March form, and I don't have the bandwidth to keep looking back through each month's worth of class registrations because each current one has a would you like a past class. And so I think we got around that. We had a slight hiccup because people were registering on the September, October, November forms, and it was the end of December, and I wasn't catching that. So that was a thing we figured out. You can't test everything out, but we figured that out as we started going. So we are in the March registration form, and we've gotten, you guys, it's so exciting. We had 30 of them already come through, which is amazing. We usually have about 100 people that register for classes via the form, and to have 100 people, to have 30 people out of about 100 that did it in the first day, that's not like about a third. That's pretty phenomenal. So I'm so excited because Amanda's already started to draft the emails, and by the end of the weekend we should have, my thought is by the end of the weekend we should have the majority of people responded to. My goal was Tuesday, but we're on track to get that this month. It seemed to align, the stars aligned really good. So or they should be aligning really good. So I'm excited about that. Lots of exciting things today, you guys. And another thing, I had a foot appointment this morning, right? So I was up in Neenah for an appointment, and then my niece Sedona and my sister-in-law Linnea invited me to go up to UW Oshkosh to have lunch with them while they were doing a campus tour. And so I got to talk to them and find out what's up with Sedona and school and all the good stuff. She took first in the state for DECA, which was a pretty big accomplishment. So excited for her. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hello, Julie Damaris. So Julie, I still am working on your February registration. Oh, it's hard to get back into the computer. When I've been out of the computer, when we are designing and prepping, I'm not doing a lot of computer. I'm seeing things, but I'm not taking moments to respond. So Julie, I do owe you a reply back. And I think what we'll do is make sure we encompass everything and get one box mailed out to you. So that's the plan. Hi, Jean Shoot. There's Gwen Goda from Hawaii. Hi, Linda Hunt. And Connie's here as well. Connie, I saw your email. I will definitely send you the tutorial when I am in my computer. So Mom's going to be here at 3. So in 40 minutes, Mom's going to be here, and we're going to work on birthday cards for the month of March. So that's next on the list. And then I'll be probably cutting a little bit more paper and then eventually get into the computer again soon. And Julie said, are you doing onstage in the Hive from North Dakota? So you guys, a little insider information about that. So I had no clue that Gina was planning an onstage in the Hive here in the Hive. And I overheard her talking about it. And I'm like, hey, wait, what are you doing? And I'm all for it. So excited. So that's not the problem. There's no problem at all. But it was like, well, were you guys going to tell me this? I would love to know what's going on and be excited for the people that want to do that, which is really cool. I never thought in my wildest dreams that like I'd be off with about 20 bees in Long Beach, California, and there'll be probably 10 bees here in the Hive functioning without me, which is amazing. That's what we do. We raise our bees to be able to grow and prosper and do things on their own. And it's going to be so exciting that the space is going to be utilized while I'm gone, and let alone an onstage in the Hive experience. And so I was supposed to be having a Silver to Silver Elite weekend training this weekend, and I have been working with a lot of the gals on my team who are actively working their business. I've been working with a lot of them individually or throughout the year. This would have been our third training that we did, third year in a row. And in talking with a lot of the people that normally would do the Silver to Silver Elite training with me, a lot of them were good. They're like, yeah, I'm good at this point. There's nothing I need to do that I want to do more, or it didn't work out for me for this weekend, except for just two people. And those two people, one of them is Gina and one's Georgine. And Georgine, she's like, I'll be, and it's a 2-hour one-way drive for her to come up. So she's like, I'll just work with you in Long Beach and we'll go over any of the things that I need with Kelly and you in a couple weeks. And then for Gina, I said, Gina, what do you want to do? It's you and me, girlfriend. And she's like, well, I am working on this and I'm working on that and I need this and I need that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm all yours. I'll come over tomorrow afternoon from like noon to 4. And I said, what is the one thing you need help designing with? She's like, well, I want to start working on stuff for the onstage in the Hive. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to help you with that. So I'll be able to sit with Gina tomorrow and we're going to game plan, strategize, figure out what she wants. I know she has ideas of what she wants to do, but she doesn't have anything designed and she doesn't have anything really figured out. And so I thought to myself, well, that would be a great use of our time tomorrow, is to help her plan and strategize that event that she wants to host in the Hive and figure out how she can incorporate it from an online perspective for those bees that aren't local here. So how she can make sure that they're included. Okay. So that's what I'm going to work on with her tomorrow. So wonderful. So you guys brought that up and I'm so excited that you brought that up, because Gina hasn't probably even said anything that we're doing that tomorrow. So I'm hopeful that next week then she can share with you what she's planning. Very good. All right. So stay tuned for more information. And again, Gina is spearheading it. I am just I'm helping her collaborate and give her ideas and spark the imagination. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, and she's got classes and bingo, and she's got different things planned for you guys, games and prize patrol, all the things. Okay. So, all right. Jean, how many demonstrators are going with Christine to onstage? Oh, I kind of just answered that. So I believe that I have maybe 20 to 22 people. We were at 24 and I had a couple people that had to back out for different health reasons or work reasons. And I think we're at 22 right now. And that's including a couple people who aren't on my team, but they tag along with me and they have a home outside of a home with me. They have other demonstrators that they're on their teams, but their uplines don't go, or for whatever reason they don't have somebody to hang out with, and I don't want anybody to ever be alone at on stage. So we take in the orphans sometimes, right? All right. So I'd have to say in our immediate group, there's probably about 25, I'd have to say. So yay. And then of that, I think 20 of them might be Bs or 18 of them might be Bs. I need to make a list. I have a list. I need to officially make the list and finalize it and send it out to my group, because we all make pillow gifts for each other. All right, there's Gloria Moore and Kimberly, and Susan Bellamy is here. Hi, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. And, oh, Julie answered the question. Very good, 22 to 23. You are, like, spot on there. I love it. Hi, Debbie Gast. Hi, Feline Mays. And... oh, and okay, so Julie, I'll make sure to look at your March registration and the February registration before I respond to you. And there is Sue Divine. Hello. I need to fill out the registration form. Perfect. And Sue's going to, you guys, no rush, right? I don't ever want anybody to feel stressed and feel like they're going to miss the boat with the registration form. Just know that the sooner you get it done, the sooner that you'll get a response, and the sooner that I'll be able to tell you what to do with all the good stuff. You guys know the drill. So you never feel stressed from it, okay? I did not order anything from March. It's just the Palooza and a glue holder. Oh, okay. So perfect. Okay, that should be easy. So the box I have for you probably is going to be too small, so I'll move you to a 13 by 13 box because that will fit your Palooza paper. Yay. And Debbie's going to look into it virtually. Good. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear about where the next on stage is going to be. So last year it was in Raleigh. This year is Long Beach. Next year is going to be a different location. So I hope it's something more centrally located for us so that we can have more people even more people can go. All right. So I want to take a moment. There's no cat back there. I thought I heard a cat. I want to take a moment and just briefly go through the classes. You guys, if you want to see the other, like the main core classes that are coming up in March in more detail, definitely watch the showcase video. But I thought I'm going to share with you really quick that just a regroup here. The springtime scenes is what we used for, and this lighting is bad because I have stuff over here, which that's not good. But we've got the springtime scenes. Let's just stamp, right? So that one's, let's just stamp. All the pricing, all the payment stuff, all that good stuff with ordering. You guys can find that on my website. All the events are opened up or updated. So that was Easter Joy. That's the sweet class that we're doing. And then the monthly class features the gears. It features Help Me Grow. And it features the rolling waves. So that class is another core one. And then the last core class that I have cards for here are the cute as a bug. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I love what we did with that one. So cute. And then that one. And then an easel, like a side easel, I guess you could say. Because it goes, like an easel would be like that, but this is a standing up one like that. Love cloud cover with the blackberry. And then we have our little friends having a tea time. So that is the cute as a bug. So that's the only one I can kind of see. People have been going crazy about the cute as a bug. So that's what I've got. I do not have Rose's cards here for, or pictures of Rose's class yet that I saw. I did want to point out too, one of the things that is, hello Marlene, and one of the things that I didn't go over yesterday that I want to make sure I go over, in the Beekeeper's Guide, we have the tools 81 through 83. I have some exclusive things that are available always. And they're at the back end here. And this is part of the registration form. If you want to add any of these things, I always have these available. Annette Rollin made a ton of them. And on stage in Canada, oh man, well that would be cool. I wouldn't mind going to Canada. I always love traveling, so I'm always open to going pretty much anywhere. So this is one of the cloth garbages. Annette Rollin makes these, and they are the first thing in here that's listed. And Annette she has multiple varieties and patterns. That one was a pumpkin one, and then this one was a pretty daisy coneflower one. And then she's got one here with flowers on it. And then there's a sunflower one here on the top with a bee on here. And then this is another varietal of that. And there's multiples of them, but if anybody's ever interested in the cloth garbages, we keep them. If you teach classes, they come in really handy. We have them in between every person when they have class here in the hive, and that really helps to eliminate all the little dimensional backs going onto the floor. So that's the garbages. And then the bow makers, the guy I used to babysit for his kids, for his family. So Rich makes these, and so the bow makers are always available too, and we have them set up every 1/2 inch. Nails come out, and that's how we make a lot of your bows. Anytime you guys have made a bow, it's because I used a bow maker, or somebody like Rhonda helps me with bows. We use a bow maker. I would not make bows otherwise. The thing next is the adhesive eraser. So we always have adhesive erasers available. And then there's ink erasers that are available. You see me use these kind of things in my caddy from time to time. and that's how we set up the caddy to include them. So there's ink erasers, and then there's the Be Happy Stampers Tool Caddy, and then there's a Be Happy Caddy. So for my team, you have the ability to get the one that says Be Happy Stampers, and we have a team discount for the team. So the Be Happy Stamper one is 20, and the one that says Be Happy is 25. And for a moment in time, we made some limited edition ones. We made these pretty, they're a really rich purpley grape. They're a cross between blackberry, bliss, and grape. Okay, so it matches, and it kind of matches my flannel a little bit, but at the moment I only have these saying Be Happy, and I have had some team members request this in Be Happy Stampers, and so I'm going to get a couple of them made up for my team, for people on my team who want to buy them that are, say, Be Happy Stampers. So again, these are the tool caddies, and then I also have these little liquid glue holders. Oh, did I not bring any over? And a ruler. Oh, here's the ruler. So I have the little steel rulers that are available, and then the little caddy thing, the glue caddy. I got them specially made for my hive here to be this kind of off purpley color, but I have them for purchase in the gunmetal color. So it's like a gray, but they're this shape, and they fit one of the smaller glues very nicely. So yay. So just wanted to share that with you guys. That is a section on the registration form for anybody who ever wants this kind of stuff. I have it readily available. So that's also in the Beekeeper's Guide. And Feline loves her cloth garbage bag. It's so handy and saves your vacuum so much work. Yay! And Julie says the queen bee cloth is adorable. So is adorable. Julie, it's available. You can definitely get that one if you want to add that to your box. I know that you got one recently from me, I think back in December or something like that. I remembered that you had gotten one earlier from me. Well, not earlier, like later last year. So, hi, Mitzi Stanley. But you could always use another one in a different spot at your house. And you could always put one in your craft bag for traveling and then keep one in the house. So, all right. So what I want to do, you guys, is go over past classes. We have to forecast when it comes to designing and kitting for you guys. And sometimes we are spot on, and sometimes we're under, and sometimes we're over. It just is the way that the cookie crumbles. I hate having to say no to people, so we're not over by a lot generally, but sometimes we are. I would have to say 60% of the time we're spot on, and 20% I'd say we're even better than that. I'd have to say 70% of all my classes, we've been like spot on, really good with numbers, and 5% were under that we have to kit up more, and then the other, what is that? 20%? I don't remember what my numbers were, but it leaves a small chunk that we're over. And that's great, actually, because it gives people other options. So sometimes you maybe just start watching me and you don't know I have kitted classes, and now you think, oh man, she's got one from Gathering Together, and I have that set. It was from September of last year, but it's not old news because you just placed an order with me and you have that bundle and you want to use it. And here you've got 4 card kits, and I still have the class available. So the easiest way for you guys to figure out if I have a class available or not, besides watching this video, but if I ever see an order from somebody and I ask you, hey, would you like a past class or a current class, and you're not sure what to do, I generally include a link here, and the link is under my website, so cardsbychrisb.com. It's under the resources, and so this is probably my most updated, besides the events calendar, the most updated information that I put here. The announcements is first, and then the resources section with documentation that you guys can get to, and then I have past classes after that. So these are the sections available. Like I have some pumpkins that are available, and you guys can see those generally always behind me. If you see these boxes right there, that means that they're available generally, as long as I haven't pulled them yet. But I have 1 from May, 3 from June. That might be 2. I know it's 3 for October and 2 for November, 3 for February, and I feel like it's 1 for June. So I this is on me that after I sell 1 from the past class list, I need to go and update it. So sometimes it's not always 100% accurate, but it is close. So I'd be down for a purple Team Caddy when you get them ordered. And oh, okay, twist my arm, stick the queen bee. All right, I can do that. The queen bee one is yours. So what I do for people who want cloth garbages, if you don't tell me which one you were looking at or which one you wanted, I send you a picture of all of them, and then you can pick out which one you want. So I want to make sure you get one that is a color choice that you'd want. But perfect. Queen bee is all yours, Julie. And then we have some ink, paper, scissors, and game night classes available. And then the 3-card classes that I offer. And then we have some 4 or 5-card classes. And then we have a Stamp-a-Stack here. And I have a couple events still here listed. And one order-based class, still in an order-based class status. And the great thing what I did is I added links to this. So if you want to know what the class looks like, you can look at it like that and see the cover photo right there. So if you're watching me do the live today and you don't quite catch it, you could go back to the past classes section here, and then you can click on it and take you right to it to confirm. So that's just a way to see. Now there's updated pricing. I never went through and put sale prices, but if somebody purchases a class from early last year or the year before, or even like middle of last year, and depending on how many past classes you take, I'm definitely wheeling and dealing. So I can think of a few people where like I didn't even charge shipping on their extra classes, and something that might have been a $19 class, I put it down to $15. A $22 class, I put it down to $18. You know, I will, when I see what it is that you guys are looking to get from past classes, I'll put it together a nice little package and be like, okay, how's this sound? And that works. And so like the Stamp-a-Stack that I had for the wildflower, that used to be at, I think, 58 or something before shipping and tax, and I put it down to 50 and only putting $2 for shipping, especially if I'm adding it to something that you already have going out. I'm not worried about that. Like something for shipping and handling is all I add to it. So just know that if you add any of these past classes, just add the list to your past classes, that section on the form. And what I do is I copy paste them, put them into the email, and then I list them all out. And then if you come back to me and say, whoa, I went way too much, I can't get all 15 of these classes, this is way too much, then you just gotta say, okay, well, I don't want these 3 classes, or I don't want these, please take these off. And then what I'll do is recalculate it, right? Because it adjusts it a little bit. So then we just do a little bit of back and forth dancing till we get to figure out what you get in your box. So it's always good. It's appropriate for me sometime. Pun intended, ha ha ha. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to start going through what I have available from a past anything status, and get a pen and paper ready, take some notes, and we'll rock and roll through this. So I'm just figuring out where do I want to start. I don't have anybody here helping me take boxes from me, but that was always really helpful. One of the first things I'll start with is I always do a DSP sampler, a designer series paper sampler. And this is what it looks like. You get all the squares and the rectangles and the white pages to glue them together. And, oh, that's a catalog, ha ha ha. This is the online exclusives product list for March, you guys, in case you're looking for it. That's out on the resources section as well. So I was looking for that. So how these samplers come, they come in a cellophane Stampin' a bag, and it's the white paper and each of the colors of designer paper in our little bag with the name on it, so you know how to put them. There's to put them together. There's a PDF tutorial that I'll send as well, and I do have all of the whole last year available and this year. So there was an annual catalog, there was a spring catalog, there was a holiday catalog, and then there's this year's spring catalog. So for anybody that's newer to me and didn't know I was doing this kind of stuff, I still have all of last year available. They're a great resource tool. If you have a lot of the designer paper, it helps you figure out what colors go with it. And if you're looking for a specific pattern or color, you can flip through and see your sheets. It's really great for avid crafters, and for if you're a demonstrator who does classes, you can have these on standby to show your customers all the different patterns of paper that are available in the different packs. And this one right here was a little bit of an indicator, this square snippets, that there are 2 new ink colors that were referenced in this paper, Golden Glow and Hydrangea Hue. So when we are actually able to buy that cardstock, for those of you who got this sampler from me, you can always cut yourself a little rectangle the same size and put that down there. So these are still available, and they will be until they sell out. And I generally have always sold out of them until last year. So the other thing that I do are shares. And just a little note on shares. There's designer paper shares, there's ribbon shares, there's embellishment shares. And I do one with each new catalog. And so there's new online exclusives that are launching. Actually, right here, this whole catalog, this little baby catalog, all of this stuff, there's papers, there's ribbon, there's DSP, there's new stuff launching. So what I generally do is I hold on to the online exclusives launch, and I marry that product with the annual catalog that's launching in May. And then I'll do one share offering in May that brings in this stuff. So if you're looking to get a sampling of this stuff right away and you don't want to wait till May, reach out to me. Let me know you are interested in getting a sampling of the product that's just in here. I would consider putting a share together with the DSP ribbon and gems just for this, but I want to make sure that there's interest. And then that kind of competes also with what I do in May, though, that if you get the share in May, just know that it would be again, so you'd have double of the product. So just something to think about, that I've never done the middle of the road shares with the online exclusives. I've always coupled them, and I do in the spring, I bring in the November ones. So January, I bring in November. May, I bring in May, I bring in March's. And then when I do the September catalog, I bring in July's. So 3 times a year, I'm offering shares. And where am I at with shares? I have a box over here on the floor where I do have a few shares from last year available at the moment. And for the shares for this spring, I'm kind of buttoned up with that. I might have 1 or 2 left. I just need to figure out where I have them hiding and see where I'm at and look at my spreadsheet and make sure I'm good. But I do the shares like that, but I also incorporated sweet shares, and I might have 1 or 2 of those, but I need to kind of figure out where I'm at. The sweet shares included the designer paper, the ribbon, the gems, any consumable item part of the suite. And so I didn't find the box before I went live, so I can't tell you exactly which, but as soon as I find it, I'll set them next to me, and then on a future live, I'll say, okay, I have these sweet shares that are still available. There's less than 3 or 4 though, so there's not many. And so there's the product shares, the sweet shares, okay, and then the samplers. So those are some things that are generally, I'm always kind of rolling with them, right? So that's just want to talk about that. I do have events that are available. I'll go through that next. So the most recent one that's still actually current right now, that I probably will have as a past, but not a lot, is the Palooza. And so the Palooza is an event that was basically online, and then my in-person community, I'm going to give them the option to come stamp a certain day, but it includes product for making all of there's 16 cards, and we just wrapped up the last video yesterday. So it was a 16, I guess you could say it's a 16 card class, and it features all of the designer series paper that did launch in November and launched in January. Then there's always an attendance gift, there's prize patrol, there's pillow gifts. So all the events that I do, they have all the things that go into them. And so I got to get Kimberly some fresh cookies. Those I'm ready to eat those cookies. They're about a week old now, a week and a half old. So they need to get eaten by me. So we'll get fresh cookies for her. So that's this spring Palooza. Now, there was an annual catalog Palooza that I did, and this was for somebody who I have not been able to reconnect with. They signed up for it. You guys, when you sign up for something, I will be honest with you. Like, I gotta sit down and say it. So, I'll be honest with you. If you fill out a registration form, or if you tell me you want to do something, I put you on my list. I make everything. I get it all set up. And, like, in this instant, I have not been able to reach out to this person. I tried, but we haven't connected. So after 5 months of trying a few times, like you guys, it's not like I call every day, right? When I was all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I need to give her a call again. Let's see if she answers the phone. And if she doesn't answer the phone or doesn't answer an email or somebody doesn't, it comes to a point where I say, okay, I'm putting this one up. And so I have one of the annual catalog Paloozas where we made, between Amanda and myself, we made 120 of them, I think. And this is the last one, and everything is still pristine. It's amazing. It's in great condition, and it was a huge success. I feel like this was our first one, and it went really good. This one we made 21 cards with, and I looked for the cards before I came down yesterday, and I didn't quite find them, but 21 was a chunk. And after the December showcase, I did have somebody call me after, and then they never included it on the registration form. So I honestly, I cannot remember at the moment who it was. And in the, oh, okay, so that was the fall one. So I'm going to show you this Fall Palooza. I still have the Fall Palooza. At the very bottom, it has the collage. So this is a Fall Palooza, right? The second one we did. And this one made 14 cards, and it was all different holidays. So that one is still available. And then the one for January that, oh, I said that wrong. The annual catalog one, we did that one back in, I want to say it was May. I'd have to figure out which one it was. I was going to see if I could show you the, is that it? That's it. Okay, that's it. I found it. Wow. Okay, so the annual Paper Palooza. And I had on there that registration is full. It really was until somebody didn't take the last spot. And I don't have the collage of the 21 cards on here, but it came with the 2 paper packs, and we had it organized in a way that each card had the DSP ready to go so that you could just work right through it. There's video tutorials, there's prize patrol. I'll put a fresh thing of cookies in here. So I'm gonna put this one out there that there is still one of those available as well. And then I was talking about the Fall Palooza. The Fall Palooza, it had the paper, the camping mug, pillow gifts. It had your pack of cards, and then some of the cards, just close up, some of the cards, I think these are the ones that I made, look like that. So there, and then this, so the annual one and this one, they will have different pricing, right? Because I do have a bunch of the, I don't know, a bunch is maybe like 10 left of the holiday one here, or the fall one. So the price is no longer what the price was, right? Because I think the original price was $120. I think we were putting them out there for $90 now. So the escapes that I have available, you guys, the most current escape, I think I have 6 left of this escape that we just wrapped up last week. So it had your prize patrol, the designer paper, your card kits, and the cards that we made with this one. Hi, Sherry Ott. We had this awesome little notebook with paper, and then we have, I think this one had 10 cards. So you'll make all those, and then you have the leftover paper. So that was what was this escape for the winter in January. And then I also have the other 2 escapes from last year still available. And this was the one. This is the escape that had the metal bowl like that for you to put your dies in. Okay, and you got your ribbon share, you got prize patrol, you got your embellishment share. Everything was in here ready to go for you. Okay, so that was the most recent escape. And then just to kind of show you the autumn escape is the one that had the cool phone stand, and I don't know what I did with all the cards for this one either, but this one, it had, I believe, 10 cards in a 3D project, your embellishment share. And again, on these that are the older ones, they are, I think I was putting them out at like $90 instead of the 100, and so they were, the escapes are normally $130, and then for the team they're $120. I think I was putting them out at $90. So this one was the escape from last winter. So this is winter of 2025. So these fun cards that we made, and I guess for people that are newer to me and didn't know me back then and didn't know I did events like this, that's why I always like to show these off, because they're still available. This one had this attendance gift, which was a little portable speaker that you could set up to your Bluetooth. So that was pretty cool. We use the one in the hive here whenever we have people here doing events and they want to listen to music. That's what we do. And I have the old calendar in here, but I do have some new 2026 calendars that I've been replacing and putting in here for people that get this one. So I have both escapes from last year, and then I have the escape from this year. But like this one, I think there's only about 1 left or 2, right? So it's getting to the end. And this one I might have like 6 left, I think. So not many of each. And again, it comes down to, it's really hard to forecast, right? So, and I'd rather not have to tell people no. So I just hang on to things, or have extra instead of running out and telling somebody no. But you never know who's going to want it. So let's go to the classes now, and I'll read off what these classes are. And so this one, you can see there's a whole box of these. This is the Wildflower Birthday. Now, A lot of everything that I'm going to show you for the rest is either free with a purchase, Stampin' Up! Product, or you can pay for it. When I get to the ink, paper, scissors, or the fee-based classes, I will let you know, but just assume that these are all free with an order, or you could pay for them. So this is the Wildflower Birthday Suite class, and that was from March, and it made these pretty cheerful cards featuring the Wildflower Birthday Suite. So you only needed sentiments, you guys. A little background stamp and maybe some sentiments on the inside and outside, but a lot of these die cuts, that's all part of the kits, so you don't have to worry about that. So that was Wildflower Birthday. And then this was the most recent class we had for a suite, and you can see here we have that many. And so I was saying last night, I think I had about 15 of them, and that's kind of what I think I have here. This was from class last week. This was March 20. Wow, we had the wrong date on here. That is what happened. So it was Kelly accidentally switched the dates around. Oh, I think this was 2/19. I think that's when the class was. She accidentally did the Easter slips with the March. No, she did the Easter ones with the February date, and she did the Brush with Beauty, which was a sweet class for February, with the March date. So Brush with Beauty was just last week. And you watched me make it, I think, last Thursday. So we had these really pretty cards. We just did this class in person on Wednesday night. So I had the girls here for this class. Really pretty. You just need sentiments for this class as well. So the suite class here, the suite classes, you guys, are $22. The 3-card classes are $19, and then that doesn't include shipping. So that would be plus shipping then. And then here's one from January. Again, yes, another full box. This is Let's Just Stamp featuring Words and Petals of Beauty. And this one had 3 cards that featured Words and Petals of Beauty with the lovely and beautiful designer series paper. Now, you did need stamps for this one. Definitely some flower focal images for these cards. Celine said the Palooza is turning out to be a favorite event for you and the escape. Aw, thanks, Feline. Well, we definitely have fun doing them, and we're trying to make them different enough so that they don't feel like they're the same thing, right? We're trying to definitely give them each their own little specialties. Okay, so that's that box. Then I have another box here. This was the January. So you guys scaled back in January is what I sensed in December. December and January is always a hard time. And I have to remember that for next year, that we just have to cut back by a bunch. Instead of doing 60 of a class, we just need to do about 50. That would help. So this is the December monthly class, and it had this pretty, oh, I loved it. I was using that Pop of Petals vase, and then we have 2 wintry cards that were snowflake-ish, right? So they weren't Christmassy per se, but they were wintry. So that was December's monthly class. And then this one has a bunch in here, actually. So this one has the Artful Amaryllis. This was the Let's Just Stamp from November of 24. So getting down there, there might be like 6 there, so that's not so crazy. And then this one, you would definitely need some focal images. You got a blank palette to work with, and then you could put whatever you wanted. And it wouldn't even have to be flower themed for these 2 cards, or even that one. This one was definitely more Christmassy because of the red and green mix, but independently, that one wouldn't need to be a Christmas card, and that one didn't need to be. And we didn't even stamp them Christmassy. So that was the Let's Just Stamp featuring Artful Amaryllis. This one is that Gathering Together. There's that guy. This class was September. It was the Sweet Bundle class in September. You needed to have some sentiments for this one. So we have that guy. Oh yeah, I like that one. I always love that layout. And then sentiment, and then you guys got to pick. You got to practice your inner child crafting with a needle and thread sewing. All right, this card reminds me of my grandma for some reason, only because she's the one that taught me how to do plastic canvas crafts when I was a young girl. And the needle that you need to use for this is like a big yarn needle. So doing stuff like that reminds me of her. Oh man. And then this one is the Storybook Moments class, and it featured these little guys. Another one where these die cuts were included, so you didn't need to have the sentiment, you didn't need to have focal images per se. You just needed some sentiments on all 4 of these cards. So that was called Storybook Moments. All right, so that's it for that guy. And this one is from just earlier in January. This was the Kellogg launch party, and it was a fun folds class. So I incorporate 3 fun folds into the classes per year. I usually do one for each of the launch parties or launch classes. So in January, in May, May is questionable sometimes because I do in color class. It's not always, but we've got January and September. We definitely do the launch with fun folds. And this one featured, it was heavier with that brushed with beauty because that was available to work with. So we've got It's Your Birthday. You can party like it's your birthday. And we had the Easter diorama card. Right, so the bunnies spun around. And then I love this color combination, the yellow with the brown. It's Darling Duckling. And I think that's the first time I really showcased it. And then you had a Valentine's Day card like that. So there are plenty of this one available too, if anybody is interested. And I have a plan, you guys. All these cards that you see me in the plastic cellophane, these are always the class cards that I make in front of you guys live, right? On whatever night or afternoon it is. And we made it for all of 20, 21, 22, 23. So 4 years. And then half of 24, we were always giving away these cards to people who commented, watched on YouTube, just randomly selected people. And I'll tell you what we decided. I have a whole box of them because I just need one helper dedicated to helping me do that, which is randomly drawing names for winners. That I'll tell you, you guys, it's not hard to do, but it's time consuming to go through and randomly pick winners. So what I decided when I was working with Carissa on Tuesday, she's my bookkeeper. You guys, I mentioned that I worked with her for probably 9 hours. I gave her a to-do task, and the task was to give me a list of everybody who took classes with me in 2025, either paid for them or placed an order to get them for free. Classes, right? Where I do them on YouTube, open to the entire community. And she's going to run a report for me, and she's going to merge the data together for both of those elements. And we're going to start at the top of the list, and we're going to work our way all the way down to the bottom of the list. And then once we run out of cards, we run out of cards. But I have a card from every class that I did last year, and they're in a box over there, neatly organized, not in chronological order, but they're all there. And what I'm going to do is send a thank you card out. Somebody, so if you've supported me last year by taking a class, multiple, so it probably will have to be multiple classes. If you took one class, you might not make the list, but what we're going to do is take the total value and work our way down from the top person all the way till we run out of cards. And I'll either include a card in your next package, or not, like, it's not going to happen for March, okay? So don't take it like the next package, but we're going to include one in a package. I'm going to write up a little thank you note, appreciation note, and I'm going to give those cards back basically to people who supported me financially, I guess you could look at it, versus randomly picking people who comment on YouTube. So we came up with that idea, and that will help free up a little space here because I have been starting to get this box, it's like this big, it's huge. So yay, so that is our plan, and hopefully we can make that a reality sometime in March. Like, that is the goal. So yay. Yeah. So that's one thing. All right, we came up with. Here's another one. So this one has a few in here. This one is a little bit older of a class. This was from the February monthly class. So there's only there's 4 left of this one. And this was an either or. You got this one or that one. And it was either the coral theme or the pool party theme. And then there was the card with the sunrise, sunset, and, oh man, the name of that one escapes me. It was something fern, wild ferns maybe? Wild horses. Nope, wild ferns maybe. And then this one is the, come on, get down there. This is the Poised Peony from December of 24. This was a Let's Just Stamp. Great ideas. Support your supporters. Exactly. That's exactly it. So what I'm going to work on is drafting up the letter to send in everybody's card. My heartfelt, my love note to you guys is what it's going to be. So this is the Poised Peony. So again, you have blank canvas where you can stamp your flowers or whatever onto the white pieces and then make your card. So, and then a few sentiments. So yes, I can write my love note to you guys and send you guys back some love and appreciation. Hello, Barbara Gabi. Better late than never. You know what, Barbara? You probably didn't have the wrong time. I probably said somewhere earlier in the week, oh, maybe, I don't know. This didn't come out till yesterday. So at some point I said 3 o'clock, I think, for this video. And then I moved it up to 2 because my mom wants to come help me work on birthday cards. So this is the Simply Zinnia class from January 20th. So I have 1 left. I think it's 1. Okay. But for part of me says that maybe this is supposed to go to Audrina. I'll have to check back. I think Audrina got it. I'll have to look because Audrina had wanted a class. I don't think it was this one. I think it was a different one. So this one you do need to stamp some flowers, right? Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, we cased this layout. You guys, that card right there, if you recognize the layout. Okay, so this was from January of 25. So a whole year ago, we just cased this layout. Look at that. Would you have ever remembered that? I just did. we cased the layout, added a little designer paper back there, added a little die cut on there. But, oh, that's kind of cool. See, we don't duplicate a lot of layouts like all the time. Like we try not to, right? So here we waited a whole year before, but it worked good for what we were working on. So very cool. It's a nice layout. I love it. All right, so that's Simply Zinnia. And then, oh man, should that have gone to Audrina? I think that needs to go to Audrina though. For some reason, I have it in my head. Memorable Blooms was February of last year. So another one where you needed some flowers. Flowers. Oh, it sounds like Mom's here already. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that's all right. All right. Mom's right on time. Then this one is, let's see what this is. Oh, pop-up petals. Oh, okay. So I'll be back on that one. I got to go get the cards for that. This is February monthly class, just last month, right? We didn't do too bad on that one, you guys. 1, 2, 3 left out of 60. So that's not so bad. You guys, I think a lot of people were loving the ladybug. And then we've got the dragonfly. So that was a good one. So there's just a few left of last month's class. And then this was Greenery Lane from January, right? So not many, you guys. Out of 48 classes, like spots, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is an order-based class. If you're on my team, you have the opportunity to buy it. It's a team perk that my team can take advantage of buying the order-based classes versus placing orders for them. So this was Greenery Lane. You got the little washi tape pieces. And so there are just 4 left. So we didn't do so bad. So this will stay as an order-based class until the next order-based class. So come, when's the next order-based class? April. So if there's any of these left in April, I turn this class into one that you could purchase it, right? But I keep it as an order-based class until then, right? And then that next order-based class becomes the one that you can place an order to get free. All right, so that is Greenery Lane. And then what's back here, though, is the pop-up petals. So let's just stamp one. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. That's the right number for that. So that pop-up petals we just did. The pop-up petals was the Let's Just Stamp we just did on Monday, so it was just a few days ago. I have 6 left from that one. Carmen, I'll tell Mom you say hi when she pops in here. So this was pop-up petals from Monday. So this was February's Let's Just Stamp. And again, there's only 6 of that one left. So not so bad on that one for forecasting. All right. The next one is this tub right here. So we have October's Let's Just Stamp called Sign Design. We've got a lot left of that one, you guys. We way overmade on that one. This is the one that I'm using now for door prizes. So when you win a door prize from me, you're getting one of these card kits. We're working our way through it. There was a New Year, there was a Halloween, and then a Merry Christmas. So that one is available yet. I think there's probably like 12 there, 12 or 15. And then this was the monthly class from April of 25. So just about a year ago. We had the Dino-rific, the Floral Delight, and the Lobster Delight. Okay, that one's the monthly class for last year in April. And then this one is, oh, this was the monthly class for January. 1, 2, 3, 5 left for this. So not so crazy. It was the calendar card. And we want to get this out to people pretty quick so that they can start using the calendar. And then there was a pretty sympathy card and then our kissing booth card. So there's about a handful left of that one. So not too crazy there. This one has just, oh man, this one has just one little lonely soldier left here. This was the monthly class from last March, and it had the faith card in here, the umbrella card, and then the love and thanks card. So very pretty. And there's only one left of that one. So he'll be gone soon. And then the in-color retirement class that I did last year. Oh, I lied. Ha ha. Look at me. I'm not right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of that one left. Not one. I don't know why I couldn't see these right here. They were right under my nose, but there's like 8 left. The in-color retirement is here, and that featured those the colors that retired last year, which were Moody Mauve. I wanted to say Rococo Rose. Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Pebbled Path, Boho Blue, and Wild Wheat. So those were the 5 cards for this class, and I included the strips here for you to decorate your envelopes for them as well. All right, so that's the in-color retirement. Hi, Tigger. What's up, my handsome kitten? Hi, Mom. What's going on? I'm here to supervise. Yeah, I know you are. Okay, I'll do this box towards the end. And then we have this one is the Peaceful Garden. This was the sweet class from November. Ah, this was a cool card. So Carmen Melendez, you made a card and we cased it. And that's what we made with this one. It's so cool, fun fold. And then Team Blue was really happy with this one. So we had Peace on Earth, Warmest Winter Wishes, and A Little Kindness Makes a Big Difference. There's maybe 8 left of that one. And then the Regal Winter is the sweet class that was December of last year. Well, not last year, but the year before, December of 24. There's 2 left of this one. So that one's winding down now. Oh, I just loved this class. I love these Regal cards. I think Regal color palette's my favorite. So you had the Knight of Navy. You do need flower stamps with this one. There was the Purplelicious Expialidocious with the yellow flowers. Okay, so I am not the biggest wild wheat fan. I will tell you that I thought it looked like calf poo. But when you mixed it with the espresso, like this card makes me happy. It just came together so nicely with that ribbon and adding in some vellum in here. And this probably was my, like, it's just, I loved the card. But again, wild wheat was not my favorite, but when you put the pretty designer paper with it, it really went together nicely. And that one was really cool. So, all right, so that is the Regal Winter, 2 left. And then the Florals. Florals in Bloom was the sweet class for August. There's 3 left of this one. And this one had another Purplelicious card. And then the tulips with that. Now, this was my favorite card on this. I just love that. Oh, I could make like 100 of these cards, and I think I wouldn't be sick of them because they're so pretty. Now, only if I had time to do that, right? But, oh, I could stare at that all day. Okay. And then we have our tiger, Timid Tiger with the Secret Sea. And that was really pretty, popped up in the middle. So there's 3 left of this class. It was called Florals in Bloom. Then there's just a few more boxes. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. And then this box right here has 2 left from the August of 24 monthly class. And it was the seashells by the seashore. And then good things come to those who wait. And we all live in a yellow submarine. Yep, so I've got 2 of that one. So cool. I had fun. I went down to Florida and I worked with Cheryl and Sherry to design those cards. That was fun. And then I've got January monthly class of 25. So a whole year ago. Got some Valentine's Day-esque ones or lovey-doveys with happy anniversaries. And then the Grow one. I can't remember the name of the set anymore because there's a new growing set. When the new one is called Help Me Grow, and this was something about growing too. I don't remember though. But you could stamp whatever you want there. You didn't need to use the plants. You could use whatever you want. So that was the January monthly class of last year. 2 more boxes per se. And then I have another box and another box. Okay, so we're getting down. This one is Modern Christmas. So this is the December monthly class. And we had, you guys, you can see here, there's not lots left. And when we're getting up 60 to 100, and this is what we have left of a class, I don't think that's too bad. And especially we've been doing classes now since 2020. To be able to show all these classes to you in like a matter of like what, 20, 30 minutes, like that's not a lot of past classes. So I feel like we do a pretty decent job doing the forecasting. So this is the Modern Christmas. So you have your black mixed in with the different colors, you know, white, red, and green, the peacock. So it was really pretty cards. And there's maybe 8 left of that one. And then I have just one left here of the With You in Mind, Let's Just Stamp. And you needed sentiments for this one. It was very purplicious. Okay, so stamp some splattering on that. There's just one left. And then back here we have the July monthly class from 24. So that's going on 1.5 years now. Oh yeah, these guys. No, like what? There's maybe 8 left. Lovely as a tree, not lovely as a tree, but loveliest tree, I think got used for that. The translucent florals and inspiring snapdragons were the cards, were the sets featured here. That was the monthly class for July of 24. And then we've got the Let's Just Stamps from late last year. So we made the exact same number between November and December, right? They featured the same designer paper, a sparkly snowflakes or something. And this was the December Let's Just Stamp, right? So it was called Delicate Pines, featuring the blues, right? So that paper here came out of the same paper pack from the November class. But this one we went with Peacock with Pool Party, right? And this one we featured Pine Tree Trimmings. So we made 68 of each one because we kept the paper equal, right? So if we had, like, let's say 4 packs, we got 68 DSP mats out of a pack, however it worked. We had 2 left for November, but we have probably 10 left for December. And normally we went to made 68 for December, but because we had the paper, we're like, well, let's just make them up and kit them. So that's how it works. But you can see here, this paper, this designer paper, these 6 sheets all came out of the same pack. And so it just goes to show you like how you can, like, we take a pack of paper and we try to divide it up, three sheets for this class and 3 sheets for this class. So this was, I think people really loved this one. And there's this, at the moment, there's 2. So I could see those being gone now soon. I know they're wintry, but they are always in style when it becomes winter again. So, and then I've got plenty of this one. Now this one you did need to have snowflakes to work with, where this one you needed the trees to work with. So those were the Let's Just Stamps for December and November of last year. All right, then I have a box on the floor I can go through with. So the order-based class from April of last year it featured Twisted in Time. And at that time we were giving away even the 6x6 paper. So there's about 8 left of this one. And it says it's the order-based class, but now this one's open and fair game for you to purchase or to place an order to get it free. And then you've got all your trees. All that stuff is die cut for you already. And then this tree, though, is one that is stamped. So you need some sort of a focal image to stamp on the vanilla. All right, so that's Twisted in Time. Didn't generally need to have that stamp set. You just needed to have some sort of tree. And a lot of us still have Lovely as a Tree. All right, this one is the order-based class from July of last year featuring the beautiful gallery. And this one was a fun fold. And then all you could match your envelopes. That was a little bit of an easier fun fold. And then we had that one and that. So we definitely set it up so you only needed to have sentiments on this. You didn't even need to have any focal image stamps except for the inside. And there's maybe 5 left of that one. Then there is a catalog launch from last year. So I had a catalog launch class in January featuring the new sale-a-bration product. And I have 1, 2, 3 left of this one. Right, so when you open this up, you'll have the fun fold like that. And then this one we made into an easel card. And sale-a-bration is now no longer. So this was using sale-a-bration product that was available at that time. And then this was your butterfly one. So that was the catalog launch party from 2025. Right? So I've got 3. Then I have one that I did a sale-a-bration Hoorah class. So at the end of sale-a-bration, I did a class that featured that same product but did different folds. So we had this one. It was a similar but made it horizontal. And then this opened like that. Complete with cat fur, always. And then the mushroom card. Like that. Angelique, do these ring a bell? Angelique helped me with these. She was up here for the escape and she helped me put those designs together. So I have one of that one left. Now that one is not listed on the past classes of the resource section. That one is not. That's the Hoorah though. I do have one left. Then I have some of Rose's technique classes available. And not many, but we got smart on this one. We stopped making, we stopped guessing how many to make. Back when it was August of 24, we really overdid. We made this Friends for Life one. We had like 4 or 5. We had 5 of the Friends for Life. Now, I don't have her cards. I don't generally make up her samples here to put with the cards. But that one is listed on my website, so you could click on the picture. I have one of the celebratory sips from August. I have one of, no, I think Gathering Moments. I think somebody signed up for this just recently, so I think that one's going to be gone. And this was Memorable Blooms. I have to get the little golden ticket to it. So that's it. Out of all of Rose's classes, I've been doing classes with her now 3 years. That's all I have left from her class series. And then I do have some ribbon shares available if anybody wants to get a sampling of ribbon. This was from the Holiday Mini Catalog. And then I do have a few product shares from the Spring Mini Catalog. And that would be that, okay? And I do have a Wildflower Birthday Stamp-a-Stack. The Stamp-a-Stack was back in March of last year. The products, I have about 6 of them still available, and you made 5 of the gift bags like this. Okay, so there were 5 gift bags. These were great if you were needing little gifts, like for your siblings, mom, nieces, whoever, right? You can make up 5 gift bags, and then the class made 15 cards. So you could put 3 cards and 3 envelopes in each one. So it made the 15 cards. It made 5, we made 5 tags, right? So you could put a tag on the outside of the bag. And if you wanted, there's also 5 cards, mini cards that you could put as the, like, to give to the person, so that like you have all your packaging complete with the gifts inside. And so you could do birthdays, or you had shower or baby, whatever it was there. And if you are ever looking for ideas to put together, if you're hosting a baby shower or a bridal shower or something like that, and you always give away gifts as prizes to people, you could make these little bags up and fill them with handmade greeting cards and use those as gifts. So that was that class. It had an amazing PDF tutorial that Jolene knocked out of the ballpark. And so that class, you made all these things, and you got the pack of designer paper, the gems. I think the gems, it was a pack of gems like that. You got the white roll of ribbon, and it was just, it was an amazing class. And so I think I have 6 yet from that one still available. Okay, so that's that box. Then one more box to go. And that box is now switching gears and going to the like the ink, paper, scissors, and game night class series that I have. So these are not order based, meaning that you can't place an order to get these for free, but you can buy them. And again, some of the older ones that I have lots left of are reduced. So normally ink, paper, scissors is $34 plus shipping. And so what I've been doing is putting them at, like, let's say $30. So I've been taking off a few dollars and then not charging shipping. So it's just when you fill out your registration, you just gotta let me know what you're interested in. This one is the Sweet Jars Game Night. I have one left. This was July of last year. And I didn't know you guys were all so into the jars, but there was so many people into the jars. And so we did the game night with it, and I think we made about 48 of them. And this is the very last one that's left. And it was featuring the birthday, the shamrocks for St. Patty's Day, a Valentine's Day one, and then who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Joy Moody stole the cookie from the cookie jar. I only said Joy because you're the last one on my list here that commented. Chris, no answer about your question yesterday. Okay, well, we're going to put this question out to the community. So Joy had a question for me, and she called me right after class last night, you guys. And the question came up, did anybody hear anything about these new magnetic ink pads that Stampin' Up! Is going to be launching, and how they are going to work with people who have pacemakers, right? That was the question. So we were curious. So Joy reached out to Stampin' Up!, she said, and she still doesn't have an answer. So I was curious, did anybody else have that concern, and did anybody else reach out to Stampin' Up! To figure out how and for those people that watch me that are part of Close to My Heart, you guys had the magnetic ink pads prior. Did people who have pacemakers, did they have an issue with it? Because normally when people buy the magnetic platform, there's a little disclaimer on there that says, it was warning, red flags, if you have a pacemaker, this has magnets in it, right? Because they can disrupt pacemakers, right? So that was the question that was on our minds last night. So, okay, I'm just putting it out there in case anybody else knows of the answer to that. So I have one left of the Sweet Jars Game Night class, okay? Then let's go here. So these are I have this lovely Blossoms ink, paper, scissors. We did this was January. So this was just early. The class rolled over into February, but I think that there's a bunch of this one left in case anybody's interested in that one. So this is where you get a quarter pack of DSP, a roll of ribbon, and a pack of a pack of embellishments. So that's that one. And then from last night, you guys, I had Lovely and Beautiful, and I do have availability for the class just from last night. I think maybe about 10 or 12 or 15 tops I have of this class from last night available. So that was Lovely and Beautiful. And then I have from September of 24, this one is called Autumn Splendor, I think. It made 8 cards, not just 4, but 8. And we did twinsies, like these 2 cards were the twinsy patterns. You got to do like a puzzle card like this, and then one like that, right? And then these 2 were twinsies, like the same style of like layout. And then these 2 were twinsies, right? So instead of just doing 1 of each of them, we were like, let's just do 2 of each one. And then these 2 are the twinsy patterns. Right, so pretty cards. They're a nice fall card. So this is one where I have a bunch of this one left over. Oh, there's a gem that made it to the bottom of the bag. All right. So that was Autumn Splendor ink, paper, scissors. And then the To Market, to buy a fat pig, as per Diane. This one is available. Now, if you hated fussy cutting, you might not like this one, but they're so pretty though, and now we're getting into that time where produce is back and gardens are going to be abundant, and you could send out thank you cards or birthday cards to those people in your life that love the gardening and the flowers. So that was To Market, ink, paper, scissors. Beautiful bokeh. I have a few of this one left. That was a really cool card. The butterfly flipped up. And so we had 4 butterfly-rific cards for the beautiful bokeh, ink, paper, scissors. And for this is the Good Feelings Game Night that I did back in, I don't know, maybe it was April of 2 years? It was 2 years ago. It was definitely 24 when I did this class. And you just need sentiments. They're bright, cheerful, And the stamp set that I featured used words, and we used that kid paper that everybody was not so excited about. And we used the back sides of it so that you didn't even know that it was kid paper. I think this one's my favorite, of course, out of all of them. Sending sunshine and good feelings your way. So that was Good Feelings Game Night. I have maybe 4 of that one. Oh, this Season is Chic. I think I have 1. This was July of 23, actually. I think we're down to 1 for this. It's such a pretty one. Was the different seasons. You had the fall, you had winter, you had, let's say, summery, and then you have a shell card. But different seasons. Hi! Is that Mama? Or a cat? Somebody's making noise over there. Okay, so that was Season is Chic. This was Forever Love, I think. Ink, paper, scissors. It was from February of not last year, but the year before. So this one too, I have about 4 left of this one. Oh, I hear the vacuum going, so it's Mom. Okay, and then we've got these guys. I loved this one, I think my favorite on this one. So pretty. I love Petal Pink with Peacock. All right, so that's Forever Love. And then from just this last November, I've got this, I think this was Elegant Pines. Delicate Pines. I think Delicate Pines. This one was 5 cards. So you had that one. Very snowflake-y, right? And then that one and this one. So I've got a bunch of this one available. And then Lights of Aurora Borealis. This was the December ink, paper, scissors. Like this. And these guys. Now for this class in particular, if somebody is interested, like let's say you already got this class from me, you already have ink, paper, scissors, so you have the gems, you have the ribbon, you have the designer paper, or let's say you have the designer paper at home and maybe you didn't get this class from me, I would have for this class and for this class, I would have the availability to give you, to sell the card kits, right? So it would give you the cardstock cut, the die cutting done that isn't stamped, and it would give you anything that's punched, embossed. It doesn't have in the kit the designer paper, the ribbon, or the gems. But if you have the designer paper at home and you have the ribbon and the gems at home, this one right here, I would have the 4 card kits in envelopes. Like they would be just as how you saw me do it in class, where you would cut your own designer paper, bring it in, and do your gems and your ribbon. If I have anybody that's interested in that for this Lovely Blossoms or for the Lights of Aurora Borealis, reach out to me in that past classes section and just say, hey, I would be interested in that. Honestly, I've not figured out what the pricing is. I'd have to break out what the ribbon, the gems, the designer paper, and work backwards to figure out what we have the card kits valued at. So it might be like $12 or something like that, right? So and plus shipping, right? So if that's something where you want the card kits kind of ready to go, we could make that work for these 2 classes. And then it looks like there's one more here. Oh yeah, this guy. He was the IPS Autumn Toile from September of 25. I have 2 left of this one. So we had Grateful for You. You definitely needed to have stamps, you guys. This is not one where you could get by without stamps. So you have we stamped some pumpkins. We have our fall tree, and then we had that guy with our acorns and our leaves, and then this one just needed sentiments, right? So I have 2 left of this. Now, I don't know if I have this one per se on the, I don't know if I put this one out on the past classes section. I was going to look really quick. Doesn't hurt to look, because then I would know. That was the September IPS. So all of these are listed here, right? If you go, oh, I forgot Everyday Arches. Oh man, I haven't been showing that one off. I also have Everyday Arches. I have like 4 left of this one. And it was 5 cards. Wow, I wonder what happened to those cards. 5 cards that featured the arches. Oh, I loved that rainbow one. That was super cool. And that one was really cool. Okay, so I got to go find that to get these in here. So arches. And then that was Splendid Autumn. Oh, it is here. Autumn Toile. There it is. Yep, it's there. Perfect. So it is listed. I just have to find the arches. But otherwise, you guys saw the Sweet Jar, Delicate Pines, Lights of Aurora Borealis, Lovely Blossoms, Lovely and Beautiful. So like if you were wondering about the technique classes that Rose has, if you're wondering what the cards kind of look like, right? You can see the close-ups in the cover photo. Okay. So, yeah, like this one's her technique one that she did. So there was one of that one. Oh, I know what I was thinking. Mary Hodges, you just picked Gathering Together and my regular sweet class and not this one. So I do have this one available for Rose. That's what I was thinking in my head. Was crossing the wires. All right, so we have a inquiring minds want to know answer. Let's see what you wrote. Magnets can turn the pacemaker on or off if they get too close. Close means that they take a magnet and put it right on top of where the pacemaker is implanted to turn it on or off. So if somebody has an ink pad that they're trying to work with or have it like right here in front of them and they get too close to the pacemaker accidentally, like let's say it gets pushed into them because a cat or a dog jumps on them, then the magnet will be right next to their pacemaker, right? So would that mean that they just need to be super, super careful and not get it too close, right? So maybe that's what I'm reading. So, okay. Well, that was quite a lot, you guys. I've got a lot left to get through here. And it's okay. Like, I don't mind hanging on to some of these beautiful classes and getting them to the right home when the right person is ready for the amazing class that is offered here, right? That's why I like to go through them and share them with you, because you might be at a different point in your life and you maybe had not issues, but like challenges or time or financial constraints than when I was doing that class. And then you're like, oh, she still has it. I can get this class now. Maybe now's the perfect time for you to get the class. So that's why these are my recipe cards, right? So these are my originals. Okay, so now might be the time that you actually want to get the class, and that would be perfect. So I have all of these available. You just have to include them in the past class list when you fill it out. All right, so we did good. We did all right. 1:18. Oh my gosh. It's an hour and 20 minutes, and that is exactly how long the live was yesterday, like an hour and 20 minutes. So can you imagine if I would have done these two together? It would have been 2 hours and 40 minutes. I would have been so thirsty. Okay. We did good. If I forgot anything, it's on me. I think that I got through everything that is kind of around me. Now that you've seen the video, you guys definitely get out and get your March registration forms done. I look forward to seeing what classes you guys are all picking and getting them mailed out to you so that you can create along with me in March and beyond. So, all right, we did good. Take a deep breath. See if, those Twisted in Time cards are so pretty. Yes, Julie, they definitely were. Tyler was very happy with them. He definitely liked those. So those were some of his favorites. What else? Debbie Gass said, could you wear something to protect yourself? Oh, that's a good question, right? Could you put, like when you go to the dentist and they put the thing over you while they do the x-rays of your face, your jaw, right? Maybe you could put something over, but I don't know. Even just a shirt that had whatever woven into it, that would be a protective thing, but you'd have to wear that all the time then, wouldn't you? So who knows? Okay. I think we're good. Mom's excited to work on birthday cards with me. I am too. Get another thing knocked off the list for next month. We did talk about the pumpkins that I have there. And I think we're good. The boys are sleeping over there. They're snoozing. They're passed out. So they're having the good life right there. Oh, I do have the paper pumpkin. One more. And I only have one left. So let me just show you this really quick. I did have 2 of them until about an hour ago. And about an hour ago, Mary Hodges reached out to me and she wants one of these. So I'm down to one. And this was the altered and edited. Oh, shoot. You guys are watching me talk. This was the Paper Pumpkin December Paper Pumpkin altered and edited. And I don't have any boxes left from December Pumpkin. Those all are gone now, but we did have 2 left. And I was just saying Mary Hodges gets 1 of these. And then I do have 1 left here, but again, it's not with a box because I owed a box to Miss Susie. And so I got her box mailed out yesterday. And I'm glad I remembered that. So I have the 1 left here. And this made the extra, so you got to make your 3 cards from your paper pumpkin box, but this gave you the ability to make 8 more cards with the leftover pieces. And 2 of them were the easel cards like that. 2 were the tri-fold like that. And then 2 were like this. And then 2 were with the belly band like that. And so at this moment now, I don't know if anybody's already requested this, but I'm just going to put that out there. If it's available by the time you put your request in, great. And if it's not, I'll just let you know it's gone. So that's how that will work. But yeah, so I do Mary Hodges. If you're watching, I will save this one for you on the back counter. So yay, see, I looked around and I saw it and there it was. We don't have any of the Memories and More left. You guys, we kitted up about 60 of those and they were gone, and I even had to tell 1 person no, so we decided to not kit up just one random little guy. So the Memories and More is gone. And then this Paper and Pumpkin, you guys, we kitted about 55 or 60 of them. I can't remember. We kitted 3 different times because the first round wasn't enough, the second round wasn't enough, and then we did a 3rd round. And so with having only 2 left after kitting 3 times, I'm okay with that. But it told us that there was excitement for having an altered and edited class, providing kits. And so Kelly and I, you'll see that on the registration form. You'll see for March's Paper Pumpkin called Fluttering Garden, we are beyond super excited to design some alternative cards together. And we're planning to do that. We have it on our calendar to do that as soon as we get back from on stage. Kelly and I carved out an afternoon for designing them so that by the time she does the Paper Pumpkin class for me that Thursday, she'll be able to share those cards and get you guys, we can get you already pre-registered for it. So super cool. We're planning to do that with all the pumpkins that we are super excited about. I love hummingbirds. I think they're so pretty, and there's a lot of purple in there and the peacock, and they're just that kit itself just spoke to me, just like this watercolor garden one spoke to me. So we don't plan to do an altered and edited version every month right off the bat, but that's what we're working towards. When Kelly is done with school, like completely done and doing Stampin' Up! Full time, her goal is to do an altered and edited class every month. But for now, what we're doing is we're picking and choosing, not every month, but all the ones that we absolutely love. So it might be every other month, or it might be every 3rd month. It just depends on what it is, right? But I can definitely say that we're definitely doing it for the March one. So you guys can already put that onto your registration form. And if you let us know now already, if you want the box, we can ship the box directly to you from Stampin' Up! And that will ship separately. And then the kit part will ship separately to you sometime in April. So how much is the first Paper Palooza? Sherry, that one is, so it was 120. You're on the team, right? So that would bring it down to 110 naturally. And then we were putting it at, I was going to put it at 90 plus shipping, right? So I was going to take $20 off of it, and then whatever shipping is. And if you have other things shipping, everything can get consolidated together. So yeah. If you're interested in, I don't know where I have a collage of the cards. I could have sworn that I had a collage of the cards. If you want to see the collage of the cards, I can email that to you separately. If you're like, oh, I want to really see the cards before I get it, just send me an email and ask me for the collage, and I can send you the collage just so you can get a feeling for what the 21 cards look like. So it would be great to get that one into somebody's happy little hands and get them together. So, all right, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off. And I'm going to work with Mom for a little bit. We'll get some birthday cards ready in the mail. It's already the 28th tomorrow. Isn't that crazy? So, oh, man. Yeah. And then as soon as we have the stuff designed for Gina for the onstage in the Hive, we'll definitely be showing that off. So, all right. You want to say hi, Mom? Mom, you're here. You want to say hi? How many? There's nobody in here except for me and then everybody that's on TV. No, who's all on TV? Sherry Martin, Debbie Gass, Gloria Moore, Joy Moody, Carmen Sanders says hello. Carmen made it home. And then we've got Barbara Godby and Julie Damaris and Sherry Ott, Feline Mays. You know all these names. Yeah. And who else? I'm just Mitzi Stanley's here. So you're like just, oh Mom's giving the kittens. She's giving the kittens some love. Yeah, she goes straight for the boys and gives them kitten love. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So, all right. Yup. So everybody says hi.
Hi. Hi.
Okay.
Behave.
Mom says behave, everybody.
Mom
Of
says
course.
behave.
Mom says, oh, Sherry wants the last Palooza from the annual catalog. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Tell her oh, Connie Moore says, tell her I love her cookies. I have gotten so many rave reviews about your cookies this last time, especially because of the imprints you put on them.
Oh, the bees.
And the hives. Yeah.
Thanks to Mary Lemke.
Yeah, Mary Lemke's the one that did that.
She got the stamps.
Yep, Mary Lemke gave Mom the stamps. And so those, I didn't even know that she stamped them or knew that was happening until I was looking at the cookies in a box. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. So hello, Mimi, coming in super late. Yep, we're just wrapping up. So you can definitely go in and catch the replay at any moment now here once we button things up here. So, all right, you guys, you want us to say what? Bye. Gotta wave, Mom.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Yep, everybody have a great weekend. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. I'm excited to see what you guys are getting for classes. Love you long time. Bye.